Number 10. Renee Allway. Renee Allway, a 2007 America's Top Model finalist, saw a dramatic fall from grace when she was arrested in Palm Springs, California, in June of 2013 for multiple criminal charges, including burglary, vehicle theft, fraud, and drug possession, after being spotted acting suspiciously in a neighborhood by local residents. She was allegedly found hiding in the garage of a condominium unit with a firearm. Another armed man was rumored to have been with her. A SWAT team was brought in for the standoff, which lasted 6 hours. After her arrest, she appeared in court with a shaved head. Her sister told the media that it was her way of starting over. She went on to plead guilty to 4 felony burglary counts, possession of a firearm, and vehicle theft. Initially sentenced to 12 years in prison for her crimes, she was dismissed under a plea agreement of more than a dozen additional counts. She spent 5 years behind bars and was released in 2018. Today's featured fan shoutout is Instagram follower Pooh Bear. To appear in our next video, send us your pic rocking the latest merch from theywillkillyou.com and send it in to us on Instagram today. Number 9. Jeremy Meeks. Before Jeremy Meeks made headlines for a famous police mugshot, he was an active member of the Crips gang and was involved in grand theft and possession of a firearm, for which he was convicted on federal charges in 2014. Born in 1984, his life in crime started young, as Meeks was first arrested at 18 for assaulting a 16-year-old boy and sentenced to 2 years in a California prison. Following his most recent arrest in 2014, he gained viral recognition for his good looks as the hot felon and was signed to a modeling agency following his release in 2016. In 2017, he made his runway debut. Since then, he has secured multiple modeling gigs and has managed to stay on the right side of the law. Number 8. SALMA AL-SHIMI. SALMA AL-SHIMI, an Egyptian model and Instagram influencer, was detained by the authorities in 2020, along with her photographer, for allegedly disrespecting Egyptian culture. She'd posed for a photo shoot just outside the city of Cairo, in front of the 4,007-year-old step pyramid of Zoza. Local media reported she was wearing an inappropriate costume after appearing in a video in ancient Egyptian dress. Shimi denied being aware of the rules she'd supposedly broken, leading to her arrest, and many citizens criticized the courts. Many questioned the legitimacy of banning normal photos at an archaeological site. Shimi and her photographer were later released on bail in order to pay 500 Egyptian pounds each, which is about $32 US. Egypt is known to take allegations of inappropriate social media use very seriously. In 2021, 5 young women were sentenced to 2 years in prison for posting videos perceived as indecent on the popular app TikTok. Number 7. TEREZA HLUSKOVA. At just 22 years old, Czech model TEREZA HLUSKOVA faced a sentence of 8 years behind bars. She was arrested in January of 2018 after she was found attempting to smuggle close to 20 pounds of heroin, worth nearly $1.5 million, into Ireland. She was caught before her departure at Islamabad International Airport in Pakistan and reportedly broke down in tears during her court hearing. HLUSKOVA claimed that someone else had placed the contraband inside her luggage without her knowledge, and that she was tricked into entering Pakistan through a fake modeling opportunity. However, following a lengthy trial in which 9 witnesses were called forward, she was ultimately convicted of drug trafficking. According to her legal team, she went on to launch appeals against her sentence. Subsequent media reports claim that these attempts have failed and she is said to still be imprisoned in Pakistan. Number 6. Sky FERREIRA and Zachary Cole Smith. In 2013, a model couple was pulled over after committing several vehicle and traffic infractions in the state of New York. At the time, Zachary Cole Smith, who is also the frontman of an indie rock band, was driving an unregistered truck without insurance or a license. The truck also had a stolen license plate. Between him and girlfriend Sky FERREIRA, they allegedly were found in possession of heroin and ecstasy. FERREIRA was also said to have resisted arrest by physically fighting the police officers attempting to detain her. Only a few hours earlier, the 21-year-old had walked alongside Cara Delevingne at a Marc Jacobs show for the New York Fashion Week. The couple was released from jail on bail with a $2,500 fine for Smith and a $1,500 fine for FERREIRA. FERREIRA later denied allegations by critics that she was a negative influence on her fans, saying she'd never really been clean and pure. Number 5. Katie Piper. Katie Piper, an aspiring British model, was just 24 years old when her promising career was derailed by an attack ordered by her ex-boyfriend, Daniel Lynch. 2 years prior to the incident, she'd finished as a runner-up in the Miss Winchester beauty pageant and was due to be cast in a reality show called Candy Crib. Nobody could have foreseen what would happen to her. In 2008, she was leaving her house when Stefan Silvestri, a man paid by her ex, threw acid into her face. It severely burned her, and in the aftermath, she would require over 250 reconstructive surgeries to mend her injuries. Silvestri had hidden the sulfuric acid inside a coffee cup, and as he crossed the road towards Piper, threw the contents of the cup over her face. At first, Piper reportedly didn't realize what had happened, but then felt an agonizing burning sensation. "I could feel my face burning, so hot I thought I was going to burst into flames," she reported. She'd need treatment for the rest of her life and underwent psychological therapy to help with the trauma from the attack. Years after the incident, she'd come to live a fulfilling life with her husband and 2 children, and also founded a charity foundation dedicated to help burn victims. Silvestri was sentenced to 6 years minimum time served in 2009 and was released in 2018. Lynch, the ex-boyfriend, was jailed for life with a minimum of 16 years. He won't be considered eligible for release until at least 2025. Number 4. Reeva Steenkamp. Reeva Steenkamp rose to fame as the face of Avon Cosmetics. Having attended and graduated law school, she was praised for her work ethic and was a prominent advocate for women's rights and victims of sexual assault. Steenkamp met a tragic and violent demise in 2013. Her partner, Olympic star Oscar Pistorius, who was famed for his running feats on 2 prosthetic legs, shot her 4 times in their shared home. The story made news headlines worldwide. Pistorius claims to this day that he'd mistaken her for an intruder in their home, but his former partner, amongst others, claimed he had a history of violent behavior. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison, which was later extended to 15 years, minus his time served. Number 3. ELISA Bridges. ELISA Bridges was a model for Playboy, appearing in numerous videos and special edition publications. Born in Miami, Florida and raised in Texas, Bridges had gotten into modeling for the travel opportunities and was said to be a shy, petite girl, weighing only 90 pounds and standing at 5 foot tall. She was also an actress and starred in 2 comedy movies before her untimely death in 2002. Bridges was found unresponsive in bed and CPR was performed, but she was ultimately pronounced dead at the scene by paramedics. Playboy stated that she'd passed away of natural causes. However, it was later reported she died of a severe overdose after consuming a cocktail of 4 different drugs. She was 28 years old. Today's topic was inspired by Natalie Alicia and Romella Carmi. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. Number 2. Petra Nemcova. On December the 26th of 2004, Petra Nemcova, a Czech-born supermodel, was taking a morning walk along a beach in Khao Lak, Thailand. She was joined by her photographer boyfriend, Simon Attlee. She had noticed the water retreating, but didn't think much of it. Back at her bungalow, Nemcova soon discovered what was happening when she heard screams and saw people running. Suddenly, a torrent of water destroyed her bungalow and swept both her and her boyfriend away. It was the infamous Boxing Day tsunami, which tragically went on to kill over 230,000 people across Asia, making it one of the worst natural disasters in modern history. Nemcova was able to cling to a tree, where she stayed for 8 hours, watching the water wash debris and bodies into the ocean. She survived the disaster, but her boyfriend unfortunately met his fate as one of over 5,000 people who were killed on Thailand's west coast. Nemcova went on to found the Happy Hearts charity, which has rebuilt over 100 schools impacted by natural disasters. Number 1. Isabelle CARO. Modeling is often regarded as one of the most physically and mentally demanding careers, and Isabelle CARO was a victim of one of the most common afflictions in the industry. A French-born model and actress, CARO had suffered from anorexia since the age of 13 and rose to prominence after allowing an Italian advertising campaign to feature her severely malnourished body to raise awareness about the disease. In the process, she became the international face of anorexia. She was later a judge on the French version of America's Next Model. During her shoot for the Italian ad campaign, she weighed just 60 pounds at 5 foot 4 inches, which is around the same weight as a large microwave oven. CARO was pressured by her mother not to gain weight during childhood. Her mother also prevented her from interacting with other children as a way of sheltering her from any contagious diseases. Isabelle CARO tragically passed away in November of 2010 at the age of 28. Her anorexia and the damage it had wrought on her body over the years were cited as a main factor in her death. Thanks for watching. If you were rich, would you date a supermodel even if you knew he or she was only with you for your money? Let us know in the comments section below.